That was a bit dramatic. Let's get back to the point. We've all used a bicycle pump in our childhood to fill air in our bike tires. And we've all been curious about one thing. How does this simple-looking pump fill air just by moving the handle up and down? So let's start today's video, titled, How a Bicycle Pump Actually Works. Before we understand how it works, let's first take a look at its main parts. This is the piston, which is connected to the handle using a connecting rod. A key feature of this piston is that it has a one-way valve mechanism, which means air can only pass through in one direction. It can't come back out. And to transfer the stored air from the chamber to the tire, we use a hose pipe. Now, let's understand how it actually works. When the piston is at its initial position, the air pressure above and below it is almost equal. In this state, the inlet valve remains closed. But when you pull the handle upward, the air pressure on top of the piston stays the same, while the pressure below the piston starts to decrease. Since air always flows from higher pressure to lower pressure, outside air starts pushing through the piston's valve and enters the chamber. This entry continues until the piston reaches its final top position. At that point, the valve automatically closes. Or more accurately, the internal air pressure closes it from inside. Important point to note, the air that just entered is still inside the chamber, not yet in the tire. That's because there's another one-way valve at the bottom of the chamber that remains closed during the upward stroke. Now, when you push the handle down, the inlet valve stays closed. The bottom valve opens, allowing the air to pass through the hose pipe and into the tire tube. This outlet valve stays open as long as the piston is moving downward. Once the piston reaches the bottom, the valve shuts again. As you pull the handle up once more, the inlet valve reopens. Fresh air enters the chamber, and the whole cycle repeats. And that's how air from outside gets pumped into your bicycle tire. Here's a quick recap of the process. And that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one.